Welcome to another episode of Taylor Newsbreak. I'm your host, Carl Zymak. Today, we're going to talk about Taylor Golf with our guest, Alec Grant, Assistant Director of Golf and PGA Professional with the Lakes of Taylor and Taylor Meadows. Welcome to the show, Alec.
Hey, thanks for having me, Carl.
How are you today?
Real good.
It is hot today. We're recording on Tuesday, and it is very, very hot out there today in the 90s. You guys recently had your first night golf tournament at Taylor Meadows. How'd that go for you?
It went great. We had a complete sellout for it. We did it on a Friday night, and it was played in it myself. It was a ton of fun. We did a taco bar prior to the event going out, and the amount of feedback from the event, we do plan to do it again. It was a huge success, a lot of fun. Got the mayor involved as well. He played, and talking to everyone after the event, it was just a huge success. So something we definitely plan to do again in the future.
Oh, you brought up one of our favorite people and one of the people that we love to bug on this show, Tim Woolley. How did he hit them?
Unfortunately, I didn't get to play with them.
Okay.
And
you can make this up if you want.
Hey, I have to keep my secrets on how good he played that day.
I hear you. Who came up with the idea of night golf?
So we kind of talked about doing it earlier in the season, and Vic Rossi over at Taylor Meadows was a huge help with the project, and he had a lot of experience doing it at other golf courses, and with his experience and knowing exactly what to purchase, we didn't want to go halfway on the event. Right. So we went all in and bought a bunch of glow sticks for it. We lined the entire cart path, lined the pins, and it was just really cool to look out as it was getting dark that night and just see how everything was set up. And then the golf balls too. We had really nice golf balls with the event, and yeah, again, something we really want to do again in the future, and honestly, something we might look at doing multiple times a year.
And it might be fun.
Exactly.
Because heaven knows. Did you guys, when you were laying out the course, now obviously you had a veteran who had experience with this, a lot of people would think, hey, it's night golf, are we bringing in lights and towers and things like that? But that's not part of it, is it?
Correct. You're limited to, we did ask each group to bring a flashlight with them.
Okay.
But you really didn't even need that. Our group, as an example, we didn't use a flashlight at all. So we had lights on every cart. And like I said, all of the cart paths were, we had staggered lightings on the cart path. All of the hazards were lit up, so we didn't have any situation where people were walking into bunkers or anything like that, or water hazards. Safety was our first priority, and luckily everyone had a great time, and no one got hurt. But we set everything up as a par 3, so every hole was shortened a little bit. We did it on the front 9 at Taylor Meadows, and again, huge success. And we bought enough glow sticks so that we can do it again in the future. All of the glow sticks we bought weren't necessarily the crack glow sticks. That is a one-time use. We bought glow sticks to use them multiple times.
Fantastic. How many golfers in total played?
We had 72 golfers.
Okay, 72 golfers. Okay, so you played 9 then, right?
Correct. So we played in 8 sums. You had 2 groups on every hole.
Okay.
And then we also had a waiting list of about 10 groups.
No kidding.
And I think we were turning some way after that, but that may allow us to look at expanding in the future. But we use the front 9 just because it's a little bit tighter on the front 9, and you keep everything a little bit closer.
Sure.
But with the amount of interest in the event, we want to look at maybe the feasibility of expanding to the other 9 holes.
Well, that sounds cool. You picked a Friday night for the obvious reasons?
Strategically, yes.
Now, people ate, had some drinks beforehand, then went out golf. Did they come back in and spend a long time in the clubhouse afterwards, or?
It was actually pretty late by the time everything finished up.
Pulled together, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was more of a scenario where people actually got there pretty early.
Okay.
I know I got there about 7:30. We were looking at doing, we planned for a 9:30 shotgun.
Okay.
So at 7:30, there were people already showing up for the taco bar and going over next door to the restaurant to stimulate that. And a few people did come in after their round, but like I said, it was about 12:30 at night by the time it all finished up. And after we got all the glow sticks cleaned up, I think some of us were leaving at about 3:30 in the morning, but well worth it. It was a ton of fun.
So for the typical golfer, by the time they hit the course, they were in a good mood.
Yes, they were smiling, and they were spending money inside, so it was good.
Now, you mentioned that we might see another tournament or two like this. Any changes that you're specifically seeing? I know you talked about the par three and possibly using the whole course. Any other changes that you saw?
Well, we wouldn't mind trying to bring it to a regulation size or something close to that, but the only issue you have, Carl, is that you don't really want to use your drivers or your fairway woods in those types of events because the golf ball isn't a standard golf ball. It's a little bit harder.
Okay.
It can cause damage to your fairway woods. So do we really want to do that and have people come out with cracked drivers? Sure. We don't really want to do that, but yeah, I think just expanding to additional holes would be the goal to hopefully get 144 player field would be fantastic.
Right, exactly. I know Taylor Meadows is it's perfect for tournament play, and for something like this, it's probably just a blast because the tee boxes are close together and you can intermingle a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Short holes, and then in groups of 8, you get a great chance to meet some new people, and like you said, mingle. And we had a great time just chatting with our group. And it's definitely much more difficult than standard golf, and you find out real quickly that the golf balls just don't fly as far as a normal golf ball does. And anyway, we had a great time, and Dan and his team at Brightview, they did a great job to set the course up. I know on our first hole. Everyone in my group blew the putt past the hole. We were like, "Oh my goodness, how are the greens this quick?" And it's hard to read the greens, and but again, it's all for fun, and we had a great time. And I didn't hear anyone say they had a bad time.
Well, that's fantastic. Tell us a little bit about your own background. Where'd you grow up, etc.?
Sure. Yeah, I went. I went to Woodhaven. Grew up in Brownstown. Went to Woodhaven High School.
Okay.
And started in the golf industry at the age of 13. I was a caddy over on Grozeal at the country club there, and I from there really just enjoyed being at the golf course, and decided I wanted to make a career out of it. So then went to Ferris State University. They have a professional golf management program where you get a bachelor's degree at the same time you're getting your certification with PGA.
Okay.
And there's you have to pass your playing ability test and do a lot of work experience stuff. And I spent a lot of time all over the country doing internships in Florida, California, Wisconsin, working at a number of different courses, and just never looked back. I love the golf business, and no 2 days are the same, and I just enjoy waking up, going to work every day. It's a lot of fun.
Did you always want to come back here, or did the path just lead you back?
Yeah, so it's a great question. I worked a lot in the Ann Arbor area, and I just have a lot more passion for the courses that are close to home.
Okay.
And growing up, Lakes of Taylor was the crown jewel of downriver, and for me to finally get to work at Lakes of Taylor and Taylor Meadows, and I hadn't had a chance to play Taylor Meadows too much, being on the north side of town, and for no particular reason. And you find out real quickly too that Taylor Meadows is a fantastic test of golf. We got our city championship coming up here in a couple weeks, and a lot of people you talk to in that event will say that the tougher test is actually Taylor Meadows on day one.
Really?
And the scores do reflect that. It's quite a surprise.
No
but
kidding.
Like I said, Brightview and their team, they do a great job to keep these courses in tip-top shape. And I would put these two courses up against any as far as public golf goes. They're just such a great test of golf, both of them. Very well maintained, and having experience playing a lot of courses all around the country, it's just so much value in these two golf courses. I mean, you can play them for 18 holes with a cart is $55 is our highest rate at Lakes of Taylor,
cheap.
42 at Taylor Meadows.
Right.
It's, to me, a steal.
Right.
It's
Right.
two wonderful world-class golf courses.
Brought to you by Arthur Hills.
Brought to you by Arthur Hills.
Yeah, who brought a lot of very, very good golf courses during his career and his life. PGA professional, you touched on that just briefly during your Ferris State years. For those in the audience who really don't know how that comes about, it sounds like it was a combination of education and golf talent. Is that what it really comes down to?
Yeah, so there is a requirement that you have to pass a playing ability test.
Okay.
And that's, you have to play 36 holes, and they have an algorithm for, you take your course rating, multiply it times 2, plus it depends on what course you're playing. But yeah, you basically have to shoot 2 scores of 76 or lower
Okay.
in consecutive 36 holes of play. And then there's a bunch of seminars. You have to do course experience stuff to get your certification. It's about a 4-year program. But again, nice thing about Fair State's program is that you're getting a bachelor's degree with your PGA certification.
Gotcha.
And the seminars themselves teach you all about instructing the game as well as all your in-class coursework. So they teach you everything there is to know about golf, and then the internships is just being able to implement the stuff you're learning in class and through the course experience work.
You also touched on Breakview, okay? And a lot of people out in our audience don't know how they factor in who they are. Can you explain what they do for our courses?
Yeah, so Brightview's they're a course management company, and we've been partnering with them for a few years now, and they basically have a contract with us to maintain the grounds of the golf course and the flower beds up front and every aspect of it. Everything that's green on the golf course, they're maintaining. And so if you see those beautiful course conditions out there at Lakes Taylor and Taylor Meadows, they're the ones to thank. So you got Bob over at Lakes and Dan, our new superintendent at Taylor Meadows. They both do a great job, and I get to work with them hand in hand, and they have great experience as well. No real difference between a management company that's managing the golf courses versus in-house. I've had the ability to experience both, and there's no real difference, but I'm just happy to partner with them. They're a great management company, and they have courses that they manage hundreds of courses throughout the country. So they're very credible. They
probably see every trend that you could possibly see and things like that that are coming down the way. We jumped into this just previously here, but with Lakes and Meadows, designed by the late Arthur Hills, one of the top professionals in his craft, from your viewpoint as a golfer, okay, how do these courses really rank with those in the surrounding area and in Michigan? Michigan's got a lot of great courses.
Well, like I spoke on the conditions. The conditions are fantastic, and the thing I like about the two Taylor golf courses is they're both very different. Meadows is on a much smaller property. Lakes is on over 300 acres. But both golf courses, it's very typical of an Arthur Hills design. They require a lot of creativity and different shot selection throughout. They're very big greens, very undulating. Very hilly terrains, but just require a lot of different shots throughout your round. And both golf courses are just a blast to play. That you have to curve shots from left to right, right to left, and around the greens. We did a course improvement this year with Steve Forrest and his team, who work. It's basically Arthur Hill's company. But Steve Forrest has now taken over since he's passed Arthur Hills, and we recut a lot of the fairways at both golf courses to expand the fairways a little bit, which is great for it's more player friendly. But also around the greens, it just requires. We went back to that original design where it requires a lot more creativity around the greens. Where you, for example, the 9th hole at Lakes of Taylor, you could hit anywhere from a sand wedge off the back right side of the green that we now mow at fairway length. You could hit a sand wedge, a hybrid. You could putt it. You could hit any club in your bag. It just it really gets you thinking. So
well, that's good. That's good. Is the Lakes of Taylor? Would you consider that a destination course, or yes? What do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, and Taylor Meadows. It's, I think they're both just fantastic golf courses. We did the redesign over at Taylor Meadows a couple years ago on 10, 11, 12, and that's just a what they did is awesome. I mean, I remember the old design, and I honestly, Carl, I hadn't even played it until last year, and I hadn't seen it, but I think what they did there is fantastic. You basically have a risk-reward short par 4 10th hole, and then 11's a wonderful par 3 with a pond in front, and then 12 is a great par 5 that they converted. Most people remember that as a dogleg right par 4, and then a par 3 following. Well, they just combined the two holes to make it a big dogleg right par 5, and that's a great hole. But yeah, it's you could come down and play both golf courses, and it's totally a destination course for sure. Both of them.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people out there think in terms of destination. They think you have to be going up north or something like that. But really, it comes down to the course or courses that you offer, and hey, are they available? You know, is this the kind of challenge you're looking for? And I think in those two courses, you get a lot of different challenges, like you were saying.
Yeah, and the nice thing too, Carl, is we have a lot of people that fly into the airport. We're so close to the airport.
Sure,
we get travelers all the time that come out, and I always do I challenge our staff to try to get that feedback from them. And I'd say the most overwhelming response from these people is that I cannot believe I just paid $55 to play this golf course, or $42 to play this golf course. You know, I'm back home. Right. You know, I'm used to paying $150 for a golf course like this. So, you know, just for the price tag to play these two courses, it's just wonderful.
Many courses in the area have struggled or are closing. Dearborn Hills had a very unique problem with the Rouge River going through it, and Warren Valley is closing. From your view at these golf courses, how does the industry look, and how does your seat look at Taylor Golf?
We have a very great staff at both golf courses that have a lot of passion. We have a lot of people that have been working at the courses for 20 plus years, and I think that's our foundation for these two golf courses. It's no question that it costs a lot of money to run a golf course and run it so that the conditions are very good. I mean, it's not cheap to keep up and maintain 300 plus acres over at Lakes of Taylor and 90 plus acres at Taylor Meadows. In my opinion, the golf industry is in a really great place following COVID-19. We got a lot of new golfers in the game, so I'd say the difficulty is educating these golfers on sort of the rules and pace of play, that kind of thing. But I feel pretty comfortable with the staff we have and working with Brightview to keep the conditions up, and we're making strides to really make a step forward with technology to offer things that are more contactless payments, and anyway, the game's in a really good place, I think. And,
which is great. Yeah,
and we've got a very solid customer base too. I mean, we have no trouble on a nice Saturday or Sunday at both golf courses. Our tee sheet, we can call over there now at either golf course, and they're pretty much booked up Saturday and Sunday all day long, even at this point.
Which is fantastic. That's what people want to hear. When you're talking about, you talked about the improvements at Taylor Meadows. Those were major things that were done. There's been improvements ongoing at the lakes as usual. You see anything down the road in the near future here that's going to be really significant as far as changes go or renovations go or anything?
Yeah, we brought Steve Forrest and his team on property earlier this year, and we are looking to do a full bunker renovation at both golf courses in the next, maybe getting it started this fall and having both courses done very soon. So what that would do, Carl, is bunker, the bunker's been around for 20, 25 years now. Sure. So basically we have to update the drainage in the bunkers, because anytime you get significant rainfall, a lot of the sediment and stuff, it starts to rise to the top. It doesn't really pass through nicely. So there's new technology out there that allows water to pass through at a very rapid rate and would keep our bunkers in great condition for many years. And that's probably the one thing that's missing at both golf courses, consistent bunkers. So we see the importance of doing that, and I firmly believe that doing the bunkers, it would put these courses in a much higher class, and there really wouldn't be many flaws. We talk about doing a couple course renovations here or there, but at the end of the day, both golf courses are in fantastic shape. The bunkers just need a little help.
Now, when you do the bunkers, are you going to put ladders in them like they do in Great Britain and, and deepen them so that you can never get out of them?
Well, I don't want to make people too upset. So it would look nice.
Oh, that's for sure. That's for sure. A lot of challenges there. I know that you have a very busy season going ahead with a lot of different events. I'll throw out some things, you tell me about them. July 23rd and 24th, you've got the City Golf Championships coming up. Tell me a little bit about
Correct.
that.
Yeah, this will be our 31st year doing the City Championship. And yes, so Saturday the 23rd, we'll be at Taylor Meadows. What, again, most people would say is the more challenging test. And then we bring them over to Lakes of Taylor on the 24th, and our award ceremony will take place at the Bar and Grill upstairs. Immediately following that, the very next day, we have our junior camp. So that is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. So we have two age groups for for that. We've got a 5 to 12 age group and 13 to 17.
Okay.
We basically got that rolling last year, and it was a huge success, so we're going to continue to do it again this year.
Okay.
And we've already got plenty of signups, and it's something we really look forward to try to grow the game in the younger generation and allow them to have fun, come out to the golf course.
Is this the one where you have like the piggyback offering too, where once you're done with that program, you can get more individualized training for, what was it, $50 a week or something like that? Am I saying that correctly?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
You nailed it.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, every Wednesday in August, from 10 a.m. to noon, we do advanced training sessions.
Okay.
So for an additional $50, anyone who participated in camp can sign up for additional training, which is just a little more in detail. I will be honest, the Monday through Friday is very basic. It's very much to learn the game and learn the etiquette of the game and learn how the process of playing. Where the Wednesday sessions in August are more about ball flight, getting things up in the air, how to curve the ball, and reading greens, just a little more detailed, but also it's designed for the kids to come out and have fun.
Gotcha. What about for adults? Anything going?
Yeah, so we just, this Friday will be our last adult Learn to Golf program, and very thankful that the Michigan PGA did fund that program for us, so we were able to offer it completely free of charge.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah. So I was super excited about that. Jerome has been a huge help with that program. And yeah, we had 48 people sign up. So we had a 5 o'clock class and a 6 o'clock class on Friday night, and it filled up extremely quick. And we had people calling the very first day after that first class asking, is there any more spots left? So it just leads us to try to get something else on the calendar for those folks. And it was just a huge hit. We had a lot of fun with it, and the feedback for that one's been great.
Well, that's fantastic. Chili Open this year?
Chili, yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, alrighty. So that'll be back in the fall.
Yeah, that's over at Taylor Meadows.
Okay, alrighty. How about any, when you're talking, you guys have two very vibrant pro shops that I think you've tried to elevate a little bit. New lines in there, new deals. What do you got going?
So we brought on a company called Bad Birdie last year.
Okay.
And that was a huge success. They've got like fun print shirts.
Okay.
It's a California-based company, so we partnered with them again this year, and excited to see. We brought on Adidas apparel this year and their footwear. They have really nice footwear. And then we just partnered with Barstool Sports.
Oh, okay.
To bring in a line of their apparel, head covers, headwear.
Okay.
And they've got a great line of stuff, and we were happy to partner with them and bring in their stuff as well.
Well, that's fantastic. And I heard you guys have some new announcements with the restaurants.
Yes, we do. So, excited to say that tomorrow we will have a new head chef and a new food and beverage manager starting that will oversee both golf courses, restaurants.
Okay, all right.
And they come with a great experience and a positive attitude. They couldn't wait to get started and look forward to the future to bringing some new creativity to the menus and some events at the golf courses too.
Fantastic. Lastly, I wanted to ask you about, because a lot of people in our audience are constantly looking for jobs, things like that. Taylor Golf always looking for new employees? Is it mainly seasonal? What do you guys look for?
So we get a lot of, I guess the difficulty is we get a lot of summer help, you know, and then come the fall is when it really tapers off for obvious reasons. We lose a lot of kids to college and going back to high school. So you could say, Carl, that we are always looking for good help, and I'm not going to turn away somebody who's going to be a good employee. And I'm confident if we do get good people onboarded. Like I said, we got people like Lenny over at Meadows, who's been here way too long.
Sure. I hear you, though. But those are the people that you can really, that institutional memory and everything else, they really know the course inside and out.
Yeah, and they're great trainers, too.
Sure.
So they can touch on anything that's worked in the past and bring great ideas to the table and train these new employees the right way.
Right, exactly. Have we forgotten about anything? Can you think about anything else you'd like to mention? While we got you here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's you just got to take advantage of this nice weather. It's a little warm today. Just get out and see the golf courses. Again, we did the kind of the minor renovations of different mowing patterns at the golf courses that are really exciting to see. I've heard great feedback about that. We'll have a couple club fittings coming up. We're trying to get some new vendors on the schedule for that. Ball fittings. As we make our way through the season, we're always trying to look for new events. We got dueling pianos will be back in November. That's a huge success.
Oh yeah, that's been a blast. Yeah.
Right. Murder Mystery is a great event that we do. We'll do again here in the fall.
That's probably it, eh?
I think so.
You got it. Well, Alec, thank you for coming on with us today. We wish you luck in the future along with Taylor Golf. For Samantha Rickard and Joe Camilleri behind the scenes, I'm Carl Zymak. But don't go away yet, because Michigan Golf Live recently features the Lakes of Taylor as part of their Top 10 Under 50 feature, which you have beaten to death. You'll see that in a 5-minute report right after this, and that will be followed by an up-close look back at the night golf tournament at Taylor Meadows, which we talked about. Enjoy it. It doesn't get much better than Taylor Golf in the summertime.
If you have played golf in Michigan for any length of time, you are well acquainted with the name of Arthur Hills, the prolific golf course architect, and it was his artistry that carved the next stop on our Top 10 tour, as we brought the cameras to the Downriver area just a few minutes away from Detroit Metropolitan Airport and the Lakes of Taylor. A beautiful property in a place that I don't know if everybody would expect it to be here. My co-host and playing partner is Ian Walker. Good to see you.
You too.
Tell us about this place. It's really beautiful, and it's in an area where, I don't know, it's kind of surprisingly beautiful.
It is. It's well received, and a lot of surprise that we get from people that are new to the golf course. They don't expect to get the rolling hills, the vast fairways, and even the woods that creep in here in the middle of Taylor.
One of the striking visuals when you pull onto the property is a beautiful clubhouse, a beautiful practice area, the setting where you could have clinics and you could do all sorts of things before you head out onto the course. I would have to think that the Downriver community has embraced the Lakes of Taylor.
It absolutely has. We have 5 high school teams that practice here. We currently have a junior golf camp going on right now. Our practice facilities are the best in the area, between the full driving range, our short game facility, and not to mention the banquet facility that we have in the Lake House Bar and Grill. While we're known for our golf, we have a lot more than just golf going on here.
Right out of the gate, there are a couple of holes that could contend for the title of being signature holes, the 2 and 3. Walk us tee to green through both of those.
Okay, so the second hole, just under 300 yard par 4. You can play it very safe by hitting a 200-yard shot out there, but risk reward is confident with the driver. You can carry it over the water and give yourself an opportunity and maybe a eagle chance.
And then one of the characteristics of the par 3s out here is that if you're going to play all the way back, you're going to have some challenge. There's some length on number 3.
From all the way back, 3 of the 4 par 3s are considerable distance. I mean, even number 11, the short one, it's past 165 yards in the back.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I can guarantee you that our audience is saying right now as they see these visuals is there's no way that's under $50. How did they get into this special? This is a great value to play here.
It really is, and I think that's part of being a municipality. We want to offer a fair rate for people to come out and enjoy golf. We don't want to be we want to be a championship golf course. We want everybody of every different playing ability to be able to come out and enjoy themselves.
And they can certainly do that. There are 2 more holes that I want to talk to you about in specific, 17 and 18. What a cool way to close your round. And once again, if you're struggling with accuracy, I hope you have an extra sleeve of balls in the bag. 17, a prime example of that.
Yeah, 17 today. I mean, when we played it, we had 181 yards of carry the entire way.
To a front pin.
To a front pin, over the water the whole way. You got a little bit of a bailout area to the left, but you know, it doesn't give you the chance of birdie there.
And then we go to 18, a beautiful finishing hole.
It is a nice par 5, water on the right off the tee that can give you trouble. If you navigate that successfully, your next shot, good drive, you have a chance to go to green in 2, but you have water on the left of the green and you have bunkers on the right. So it's quite the challenge.
And one of my favorite things about finishing your round at the Lakes of Taylor is what comes next after you putt out on 18. You got your cheeseburger, your taco salad, your Reuben, and some delicious looking chicken parm, all in the Lake House Bar and Grill. The perfect way to end your round and your day at the Lakes of Taylor. I'm going to dig into all this before Ian makes it over here. Bon appetit. We'll be back with more of our top 10 under $50 courses special after this.